Welcome to BWTMONLINE, and this edition of Inside Story, we ask the questions you want the answers to. And now our host, Ingram Jones.
Hi and welcome to BWTMONLINE. I'm your host Ingram Jones, and on tonight's show, Malik Scott, the unbeaten heavyweight who has his toughest test against the man called Glazkov this Saturday night, live on NBC. American TV. Malik Scott has got a big unbeaten record. He's 35-0, I believe, and he fights a man who's just come off a good win against Tor Hamer, the man that won Prize Fighter. And it was a good win for Glazkov. So I wanted to know how Malik Scott thought and his views coming into this fight. Malik Scott was just preparing to leave to go to New York when they did the interview, so let's listen to what Malik has to say. Thank you so much for talking to BWTMONLINE.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Okay, before I begin, let's find a little bit more about you in terms of your record and what division you fight in.
I'm a heavyweight contender. My record is 35-0. I'm fighting this actual Saturday, February 23rd on NBC Sports. I'm fighting TJ Glazkov, another undefeated prospect coming up. It's going to be an interesting fight. It's going to be real intriguing for the fans, and I'm looking forward to it. And like I always say, I'm looking forward to staying undefeated.
Okay, so I want to know a lot more about you because obviously you've got a record of, you said 33-0?
35.
35-0. Okay, so you've got a record of 35-0. So tell us what got you into boxing first and foremost, Malik.
Well, I'm from North Philly. I was born and raised around 27th in York, the tough streets of North Philadelphia. I have a brother that he has a Blount disease, and when we used to go to school a lot of people used to tease him. So I used to, kick a lot of people's asses for those type of reasons. So I used to stay in a lot of street fights. My uncle took me to the gym from there, and I just never turned back.
Wow.
And, I've been into boxing ever since.
Okay, so what was your amateur career like?
I won everything. Whatever tournament that a person can win as an amateur, I won it. I was number one in the country at 178 pounds when I was a junior. I was number 3 in the country when I was 165 pounds. I was number 1 in the country again when I turned open class and won the whole United States American Championship. I went to the Olympic box-off. I lost in the Olympic trials, then won the Olympic trials coming back after I lost out of the losers bracket, and I lost in the box-offs. So I was the Olympic alternate for the year 2000.
Wow. So during that period of time, are there any names that are currently boxing that you would have fought as an amateur that you could remember?
That I would have fought?
Yes, as an amateur, yes.
Like what you mean? That was in the same
Yeah, around the same time. Yes.
No. Well, when I was 201, Calvin Brock was super heavyweight.
Cool.
Dominique Gwynn, my big bro, he was super heavyweight.
Right.
I fought me and Jason Estrada. Like, we come up as kids. We've been fighting each other since we've been 14 years old. I think we fought about 5 or 6 times or something like that.
Okay.
I beat him every time. He beat me the time when it counted the most. But it was a great learning experience, and yeah, we had a lot of fun together, all of us.
So what happened? Did you go to the Olympics again, or did you miss out on the Olympics?
No, I didn't go to the Olympics. I was the alternate for the Olympic team. Michael Bennett went to the Olympics.
Ah, Michael Bennett. Well, Bennett or Bent?
Michael Bennett.
Okay. What did Michael Bennett end up doing?
He ended up losing to actually the world champion Felix Savon in the Olympics.
Ah.
He on Savon is though. I don't think he lost a fight in 22 years or something like that.
Yeah. Felix Savon's a bad man, eh?
Yeah, definitely, man. So Michael Bennett went over there. He lost to him by decision. It was a good fight. And, but that was that. But Michael Bennett's not even around no more. His time has gone and passed. I hope he's good wherever he's at, but my career has went skyrocket since that fight, and I haven't lost a fight since that fight. And I believe I was 19 years old then.
Wow, so you definitely have got a winning mentality about you.
Yeah, I have to. Even if I didn't want to, I have to, because like you have to really put yourself in these size shoes 14 and get into the mind of me. I haven't lost a fight since I've been 19 years old. I'm 32 now. Like just that alone, like I'm not used to. I really don't know how it feels to have, the other guy hand raised, or to know how to settle for defeat like a lot of these cats. So I'm not used to that. I'm used to winning by any means and by anybody that they put in front of me. So yeah.
Okay, so name for me in your career, your career highlights. If you were going to say, right, I fought this guy, I fought this guy, and I fought this guy. 3 career highlights, or 3 opponents you fought so far that you could say, yep.
I would have to say David Bostic, Charles Schubert, and people like to say Bowie Tupo, but that was in a fight. Bowie Tupo can't really fight to me. I'm just gonna stick with Charles Schubert, and I have my reasons for that, because Lamont Brewster beat Vladimir Klitschko, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Charles Schubert beat Lamont Brewster, who beat Vladimir Klitschko.
Mm-hmm.
So what did I do to Charles Schubert? It was like taking candy from a baby. You know what I'm saying? So I like that fight a lot because he beat a suitable guy, and like in a way you could say I beat the man that beat the man. David Bostic was a tall, rangy dude that people thought was going to be some kind of test for me, but like taking candy from a baby. Bowie Tupo was supposed to be this big, strong dude. His one-dimensional ass, I beat him with one hand. It was like taking candy from a baby. Who else? But who gave me who like I could say I don't like. He's probably not my most suitable opponent, but my most toughest opponent is a guy named Louis Monaco. He's a guy. He's about 5'10". He knocked out Buster Douglas. He knocked out a lot of guys. His record is something stupid: 24 wins, 35 losses, 11 knockouts. But he's a crushing. Everybody know about this dude. Well, I fought him. I beat him by split decision the first time. I fought him a year later and blew him out in 8 rounds. But he's a tough guy. I don't know where he is at now, but he's like a gatekeeper for heavyweight prospects that was coming up during my time. And I fought him, and I fought him twice, and I beat him both times. But I got a list of journeymen that I fought, a list of them, and I can't even remember right now. I have 35 fights, man. I got to actually look at my record on paper to see what's what. So, in terms of you coming into this fight, a lot of people saying that Glazkov is your big test, your coming out fight. How do you respond to this? It's easy. It's pragmatic. That's exactly what it is. He's got. I keep telling people I brag about this kid pedigree more than anything. You can't take nobody like that has over 300 amateur fights. That been to the Olympic Games 2 times. I think most people are lucky to go 1 time. I think this kid has went twice.
He has.
Both times. He's young. He's hungry. From what I'm hearing, he got a crazy work ethic, but his skill level is not nowhere near mine. And like I said, it's going to be an intriguing fight, and it's an interesting fight. It's going to be an exciting fight. I think it's a perfect fight for NBC Sports. I think what make the fight very interesting is going to be very entertaining, because at this point of our career, we both don't have time to lose our O. But somebody O must go, and I believe I'm the best man. So saying that, the best man will win.
So you've definitely taken an opponent. Nobody can say that Glazkov is a bum. Glazkov has got a good amateur pedigree. He's just finished beating Tor Hamer. I think you saw the fight with Tor Hamer. What do you think of the Tor Hamer fight?
That wasn't no fight. Tor Hamer quit. I don't even touch that subject because I'm not I can't salute a fighter. We're warriors. So for you to be in a fight and actually go to your corner and quit, and Glazkov didn't even pick it up on him yet. So, but then if you know Tor Hamer and you watch this dude talk and you watch how they move, he's not a real passionate person about boxing. I've watched people do interviews with him. He'll basically say, guys, can you hurry up because I have to go and take a shit and y'all taking too long to do this interview. He really doesn't care. And if you don't care about them type of things, your passion and your ambition is not really into boxing. And when he fought somebody that actually could fight after 3 rounds, because he actually went over in Europe and won a tournament that was a 3-round tournament. But when he fought a real fighter and got into a real fight, after 3 rounds, he quit in the 4th round. So he stuck to his script. He gave it, I guess, what you call that. He gave it his all, I guess. But I don't like to touch on that subject because I really can't respect a quitter, like especially quitting on your stool. We warriors, man. Like, you know what I mean? I put my body through the preparation to be ready for catastrophe. Like, I'm not Tor Hamer. I'm nobody this kid has fought. If he think he gonna come in here with me and just do what he want like he did with Tor Hamer, he got another thing coming. Don Turner and them talking some shit saying once he hit me, he gonna knock me silly. I'm gonna need my track shoes. They got another thing coming. This kid is not gonna have to look for me. I'm gonna be in his face all night long, and my jab is gonna be speaking language. Get out my face language. So he got a lot to deal with me. He got a lot to deal with me next week. And like I said, the fight is going to be entertaining. This kid can fight, and his pedigree speaks for itself. So it's entertaining for not just me and him, for the fans as well.
So of course, some fans would say, without looking at your track record and looking at your boxing skill, would say, "Oh, this is it, Malik Scott, 35-0. Yeah, who's he fought?" Because people love to go on BoxRec and go, "Oh, 35-0. Oh, he ain't fought no one." I mean, if you ain't fought a Klitschko, you ain't fought no one. So they'll say, "Oh, Malik Scott ain't nobody." They're very quick to dismiss somebody. So they expect Malik Scott to get in a ring against Glazkov, and according to the script, you're meant to fall down and get knocked out. And, that's the script. But I'm sure you're aware of that script. I'm sure you're aware of what people are already saying about Malik Scott.
Most people are saying that it's people that don't know me. So they're supposed to go right along with only what they know. If all they know is Glazkov and they don't know me, we human beings, so logically they're going to go with Glazkov because that's all they know. But people that know my boxing ability and know my skill level and know my track record, they got to fight 50-50. You know what I'm saying? All the analysts and all the commentators, like, yeah, they may like Glazkov, they may like me, but they really like, this is a good fight. This is an intriguing fight for both fighters. So, like, as far as the bloggers and all that, I mean, all that is entertainment. I don't have no haters. I just got naysayers, and a naysayer is a person with an opinion, and I appreciate all of that. But either way, that's going to change. That doesn't change the outcome of this fight. I believe I'm going to be victorious, and I'm looking forward to staying undefeated.
So, Champ, I mean, how is it? I mean, in terms of Malik Scott, how comes, especially in the UK or in Europe, your name isn't as big as, let's say, someone like a Bright Jennings or let's even more so Deontay Wilder, and you fought a lot more fights than these guys have. How comes we don't know as much about you as we should? Hence the reason why I'm chasing you up to get this interview, because I want to know more about you.
Well, I believe, like I said, man, everything happened for a reason. I've been to Europe one time, and that was over there when I just went to Belgium and I went to Belgium and went over there with Tyson Fury. Deontay and Brian Jennings are doing a great job. They don't have no mishaps. They haven't had no injuries. They haven't had really no promotion and managerial problems. Deontay is a huge puncher. He's 27-0 with 27 knockouts. You can ask about him with that record anywhere in the world, and everybody's going to know him. Brian Jennings, he did so much in such short little time, so he deserved the recognition that he's getting right now. My career, what I'm doing, and what I've been through as far as my ups and downs, like, I guess I have the recognition that I deserve right now. But neither here nor there. All of that is going to change after Saturday night.
So you talk about promotional issues. These are the sort of things I'm really interested in because, a lot of people that are not in the know just think, oh, this is guy, he turns up, he's got a manager, he's got a promotional team, he fights, he wins, he loses, and that's it. But there's a lot more to it. What have been the struggles for Malik Scott as a professional fighter?
Well, at one time, I couldn't get the big fights that I was trying to get, and I was getting frustrated with my promotional team because they had other heavyweights that were getting great opportunities, and I didn't think, as always, none of them heavyweights was better than me. So it was at times I was getting frustrated and going through mishaps and back and forth with, my promoter, but it all came from frustration because I wasn't getting the shots that I thought I deserved. They was giving me rinky-dink shots and having me fight on rinky-dink shows when I thought I should have been on the big stage. So, I'm going back and forth with that enough, like, that was getting frustrating. There was times that I would just push away and I would stay in the gym. And my actual manager that I was dealing with at the time, he was actually, like, fighting that cause against them with me as well. So it was just a lot of catastrophe going on, and like we wasn't happy. Me and Goose, we came to a great understanding. Dan is not only my promoter, he also is a good friend of mine.
Great.
As you can see, he gave me the green light, and I have a great opportunity this Saturday, and I'm gonna take full advantage of it.
I want to give you an example of something. A guy who fought in the UK, and his name was Jose Alushikin. Did you know who Jose Alushikin was?
Jose Alushikin, no.
He fought Lucas Matisse.
I don't know him, but I know Lucas Matisse.
Okay, you know Lucas Matisse. Well, that was the fight, the fight before the last fight Lucas Matisse had. And his story was, politically, nobody wanted to fight Alushikin because Alushikin's style was one that was, let's say, to put it in a nutshell, awkward. All right? He was an awkward son of a gun. Guy could fight. Don't get me wrong, he can fight. But he was awkward, very, very awkward. And for 2 years, Eric Morales didn't want to fight him. A lot of guys didn't want to fight him because of that awkward style. And then suddenly went, all right, you want your title shot? We'll give you a title shot. We'll put you against Lucas Matisse, who's known as, pound for pound, one of the biggest punchers in the world and one of the most explosive fighters in the world. So you're going to fight against him. So he's stuck in with the situation. So if you want your opportunity, well, if you beat Lucas Matisse, you become world champion. But the odds are so stacked against him that, you take that fight, you swim or you sink. And in the end, because of the fight, he ends up getting knocked out by Matisse. Nobody remembers the fact that Alushikin was a pretty good fighter. They'll just remember that Alushikin got wiped out. So people forget about Alushikin. Is there a possibility that Malik Scott fighting Glazkov is simply, you want your shot champ, here's your shot champ, swim or sink?
Yeah, or shit will get off the pot. Either way, I've been saying that my whole training camp. But I'm gonna take full advantage of this opportunity. So as far as what people say, like I was blessed with the gift to block people out and really not listen to human beings and just listen to the spirit that God is over me. Like what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Especially the bigger the moment, the more calmer I am. And you will see, you're going to see how calm and cool, collective I become Saturday night, how nothing is going to rattle me, how I'm going to stick behind a strong jab, how I'm going to make this guy run into all of my shots, and I'm going to do it like I know it's supposed to be done. That was an unfortunate thing that happened with, what's the cat name that you just talked about?
Alushikin.
That was an unfortunate situation, but look, in this game, you have boxing people that know they shit, then you have boxing people that don't know shit. And I'm just people that I know my shit. So that type of story, it wouldn't come across to me like, that kid just known for getting knocked out by Matisse. No, because I do my homework. I'm a scientist when it comes to boxing, not just in the ring on the outside. I'm a pugilist specialist. So I don't look at that like, I look at that like that kid was fighting. He's still a good fighter. He fought a great fight in Matisse, and when his time came, he got blew up by a great fighter. We living in a time now that if you lose a fight, the first thing people want to do is write you off. We're fighters. We're gladiators. Somebody has to win. Somebody has to lose. See, that's what makes me different than a lot of these cats. And when I say cats, I'm not even talking about the fighters. I'm talking about just people that deal with boxing, period. I'm not too good. I beat 35 people. Stopped 11. I'm not too good. Those are blessings. I'm not too good for that to not happen to me. Do I believe in my ability? Do I believe in my skill? Is it going to be very hard for somebody to do what I did to other people to do to me? Yes. But I'm still aware that, I put my all in my training camp. I'm sure Glazkov put his all in his training camp. He feel good. Down turning them is expressing himself. I feel great. As you can see, I'm fired up. I'm expressing myself and may the best man win. And it's just a coincidence that I believe I'm the best man. So I believe I'm going to win. But all of that shit right there, people want to knock that kid down there for Matisse, that's all bullshit. And and if he listened to any of it, he considered just as worse as them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things can happen, and half of the people that have an opinion about this sport have never even been on the big stage in their life. They wouldn't know what it feels like to walk across a stage in front of people. Better yet, fight on a stage in front of people. So boxers, we the special human beings, and I'm happy I'm a fighter. I love my job, even though through its ups and downs. It has made me a great human being. It has a allowed me to love myself and separate myself from, like you could say, the typical human being. Because everybody can do this. If this shit was easy, everybody would be doing it. But there's so many people that have so many opinions, which is cool. They're naysayers. They're not haters. Just because somebody say you can't, that's not hating on me if somebody thinks Glazkov can beat me. That's not logical of me to think that's hating. Like, you know what I mean? I can have naysayers, like, because it's my job to make them people say, you know what? Malik Scott beat Glazkov. Now they're my fans. And and when people fuck with me, they don't just like me in the ring. I'm one of them human beings that people say, you know what, this dude's a good fighter and he's a great human being. Superstar. You know what I'm saying? So like, a great fight Saturday. NBC has got the right heavyweights on the chart. And I'm looking forward to it. And I just want Glazkov and Don Turner and everybody else to show up.
Thing is, who is your trainer, Malik?
Jesse Reed. But I come from Athletic Rec Center. Fred Jenkins, the same trainer that Brian Jennings come from. That's the cloth I'm from.
Okay.
I have had great trainers from Joe Goose to Jesse Reed to Al Mitchell to Harold Knight.
Harold Knight. There's a name from Alex Lewis's corner.
Absolutely. So, like, you know what I mean? I'm a well-schooled fighter all around. Like, you know what I mean? My brain is clear. My skills is magnificent. My reflexes is awesome. And you know, I just can't wait to fight, man. I'm extremely excited about Saturday.
Let me ask you a question. Now, you're 35-0 with 11 knockouts. Now, promoters will look at that and say, yeah, he's got skills and he can box, but his punch power, he's got 11 knockouts. Would that not be, for yourself, how do you, obviously you'll have to rely on more skills than having anyone who's a heavyweight obviously can punch, but your ratio of knockouts don't equate to your fights. How do you deal with that?
I just be me and swim without getting wet and keep hitting and not getting hit. And you know, it's up to the opponents to deal with that. It's up to the people to judge it. All I do is me and keep my ass in training camp and try to get better at things that I'm considered not good at, which is not. See, this is another thing too that separates me. You got fighters that have mishaps and they have things that they can't do. So they're actually stuck in their ways. It's nothing I can't do in the ring. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, they say I can't punch. Okay, I can go and work on having decent punching power like I have. I could work on getting strength. I could work on, but can they work on going to get natural boxing ability? No, they can't do that. You know why? Because this shit is not on you. It got to be in you. This is God-given ability that I have. If you go and lift weights and you eat right and you don't have sex and you're strong, your punching power 9 times out of 10 improves. But what can you do to get these incredible boxing skills that I have? It's not too much because it's God-given. So when they ask me that, I tell them to go get their best heavyweight and put his skills up against mine. And we'll see who come out. Those conversations don't come up because you know what? That's too logical. That's too real. That's too true. You know what I'm saying?
That's the sort of conversation I want, brother. That's the sort of conversations I like to have because that's, you know, this is how you're speaking. People want to hear. This is how people get to know about a boxer because they see a guy on television. They get all these scripted questions answered them. Yeah, we're going to have a good fight. Yeah, going to be a tough fight. Yeah, I'm in the best shape of my life. But that doesn't tell me anything about Malik Scott. This is telling me more about you. Had I not done this interview with you, I would not have known any other thing. I wouldn't know Malik Scott had such personality and such. I wouldn't have known. I really wouldn't.
Right.
So this is why I'm doing the interview, because I'm getting to know a lot more about Malik Scott.
Yeah, and that also makes you great at your job by doing that, because you're doing your homework. Like I've been doing my homework in this game since I got in it. So see, me and you, we already have something in common. We're passionate about our craft.
Absolutely.
You know, you do your homework and I do mine, baby.
So you talked about Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury has done 2 interviews with me in a very short space of time, and his trainer Peter Fury. I've done an interview with him as well.
That's his uncle.
Yes, his uncle. So I do believe you did. You said you were in the camp. You did some sparring with Tyson Fury.
Yeah, hell yeah.
How did you find that?
Very challenging. Tyson Fury is the real deal. I tell everybody he can fight because that's the truth. I don't talk shit. I talk truth, and I talk from experience. And my experience being in the ring with him, and me being one of the best natural boxers ever to come through the game, I think he's a force to be reckoned with. That kid can punch. He's extremely big. He's extremely mobile. He's in great shape right now. So if they're looking for that Tyson Fury that was 270, they got another thing coming. I think he'll give any of the Klitschko's problems. And, I think he's going to do big things in the heavyweight division.
A lot of people talk about him versus David Price. How do you see that fight?
I'm not as impressed with David Price as I am with Tyson Fury. I would have to lean towards Tyson Fury with that fight because David Price doesn't seem as mobile. I don't see real dominant boxing skills with David Price. But the kid can fight, though. Like, he smoked Ollie Harrison in one round. He's ready to fight Tony Thompson.
He's fighting this weekend. He's fighting at the same time.
Yeah, Tony Thompson is a different test than Ollie Harrison. But, we're going to see if he passes his test. But both of them can fight. But I'm not only a friend of Tyson Fury. I'm actually a fan of his, too. So he's going to do big things. And like I said, I like him against either Klitschko. I think he'll give any of them trouble. And, yeah. Steve
Cunningham, the rumored that those two are going to fight on April 20th.
Who, Tyson and Steve Cunningham?
Steve Cunningham and Tyson making his American debut on April 20th at Madison Square Garden. That's the story.
Well, that's a good fight. Steve is my fellow Philadelphian. He's another great fighter. His heart is so huge. He's got great skills. He has a great coach in Nazim Richardson.
Yes.
That's the type of fights that need to be made, though. Malik Scott versus Glazkov, Tyson Fury versus Steve Cunningham. The division get back hot. Because right now it's about to get back scorching, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because you got me and Glazkov. We starting it off the revolution of prospects fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen that in a while in the heavyweight division. Imagine if Tyson and Riddick Bowe was fighting coming up. Lennox and Tyson fighting coming up. Holyfield and Lennox and Tyson and Henry Tillman, all guys fighting coming up. They all waited till they got to the peak of their career and then fought. I think it should start as prospects because then you get the fine level of the best once he's number one. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a good thing, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. It's history. I'm a part of it, and I plan on making history Saturday night, 23rd. Man, it's going to be a lot of fun.
What do you think of this situation with Seth Mitchell and Jonathan Banks? Because Seth Mitchell got knocked out by Jonathan Banks, and now they're looking at the return. How do you feel about it?
I think Seth. I'm not really. I think he. I don't know. I think Seth Mitchell. Not a hype job, but everybody knew it was a matter of time before he got knocked out. I was trying to get to his ass. Deontay was trying to get to him. From what I'm hearing, Brian Jennings was trying to get to him. There's been a couple cats that's been trying to get to him. Jonathan Banks was the first one to get to him, and he exposed something that everybody already knew, that Seth is he's a strong guy, but he's limited with his skill because of his experience. You know what I'm saying? So Jonathan exposed him, and I was expecting to see the rematch because at the same time, even though Jonathan exposed me, I wouldn't be surprised if Seth ended up coming back and beating him in a fight. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how we go. I wanted to see that actually before my fight, but since I'm fighting now,
you're the man of the show now.
Right, you know what I mean? So, we'll see. I'm just hoping to get the winner. I don't whoever wins is cool, but I want the winner.
Let's say you go ahead, you beat Glazkov. What's the next fight for Malik Scott? Where would Malik Scott want to be next?
Vladimir Klitschko or Vitaly Klitschko, either or.
Either one. You don't mind.
Yeah, I'm not looking to fight no other prospect after Glazkov. I want to shot at the heavyweight championship of the world. And whichever Klitschko is available, that's the one that I want to fight.
6'7" and 6'8" heavyweights. You spar with Tyson Fury. Do you think that would be the sort of preparation you would need to prepare for a Klitschko?
Yeah. Well, I just need that look of that height, period. You know what I'm saying? Big 6'7", 6'8" mobile guys. I got a couple guys actually over here in California that will fit that script perfect for me. Yeah, you just need them tall guys when you fight Klitschko. You got to get your mind right into breaking them trees down.
What will it take to beat a Klitschko now, to break the Klitschko hold on the heavyweight division?
I believe you got to be over 6'2". I believe you cannot be slow. I believe you have to be prepared to take punishment, very little of it as possible, but you got to be prepared to get hit, and you got to put your body through torture. because they come, especially Vladimir now. He comes and he put it all on the line, and he doesn't stop until the 12th round bell say ding. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, there's some trees, but there's some trees that could be chopped down, and I'm looking forward to chopping one of them down ASAP.
Malik Scott, thank you so much for talking to Bayloric TV. We wish you the very best against Glazkov this Saturday night.
I appreciate it, bro.
Thank you so much.
All right, call me for anything.
Thank you. Take care.
Right.
Bye-bye. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Malik Scott for the interview. He literally was preparing to fly to New York and got in contact with him. I'd been trying to contact him for a while, and he'd been deep in training camp and hooked up and got the interview done. So enough respect to Malik Scott, wishing him all the best in his big fight against Glazkov, which is going to be live on NBC. To be fair, before I did the interview, I knew really very little about Malik Scott apart from he had an unbeaten record, and found him to be very engaging personality, and definitely after the fight against Glazkov, should he win against Glazkov, he's definitely going to be there or thereabouts in a heavyweight picture. Hope you enjoyed the interview. Don't forget, if you want to watch any other Bayloric videos and interviews, check out www.bayloricworldwide.com. So again, www.bayloricworldwide.com, or simply, there we go, that's it, www.bayloricworldwide.com. Thanks for watching. Take care now.